Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of FECC Annual Digital Days series. We are glad to introduce you to our webinar collaboration with Chemformation. How do you search for chemical products and ingredients? My name is Diana and I'll be representing FECC today. So before we start, I will be introducing FECC. As you may already know, FECC is the European Association of Chemical Distributors. We represent around 1,600 companies via national associations and members, which cover the whole value chain. We are the only European association representing all chemical segments under one umbrella, all company sizes from startups to multinationals, all chemical supply chain functions, especially the interest of SMEs to benefit all members. Many of our members are actually family-owned businesses. Distributors are in the midst of all value chains, since the services rendered by distributors vary greatly and comprise functions like logistics and packaging, formulations, recycling, research and development, innovation, training, regulatory and technical advice, warehousing, from the chemical and distribution in Europe. So the sector stands for more than 30,000 highly qualified jobs directly and also 4 times as many indirectly. The European chemical distribution sector creates more than 28 billion turnover each year by adding value in the chemical chain, supply chain, and beyond. So if you wish to know more about what's going on in the chemical value chain, we warmly invite you to our annual Congress, which will be held in Sitges this year from 11 to 13 of September. It is accessible to everyone, from members and non-members. We welcome you to attend. Our registrations will open very soon, so keep an eye out for any announcements on all our platforms. So first, just a little bit of housekeeping. Our competition compliance, of course, you are already familiar with it, but just a reminder, we don't talk about any specific cases, prices, or anything that could be considered an infringement of European antitrust law. So another remark, we have a Q&A session at the end, so it's a unique opportunity to ask questions to our very respected speakers. We have 2 today, and you can submit your questions on the top right corner of your screen. So please submit the questions throughout the entire presentation so we can have time to collect them all at the end and ask the speakers. And now we go to the main part of the presentation. Today's speakers, we have 2, so Paul Broom and Holly Myers from Chemformation. Paul Broom, he's the president of Chemformation. He was hired by Chemformation in 2011. He graduated from the Southern Methodist University Cox School of Business and with a bachelor in business administration and finance. Paul has been an active member of the Alliance for Chemical Distribution, is a graduate of the Emerging Leader Program, and has served in the NACD membership committee. Holly Myers, she's an executive vice president of Chemformation, started in 2013. After working in the Alumni Relations Department at SMU, she graduated from Southern Methodist University Cox School of Business, also with a bachelor in business administration and marketing. Holly is a graduate of the Alliance of Chemical Distribution Emerging Leader Program. So now I am inviting Paul and Holly to proceed with their presentation. Thank you very much for being here today, and the floor is now yours. Welcome, Holly and Paul. Are you there? Hi, both.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us. Chemformation, we're very excited to be new members of FECC. We are actually a family-owned business. Paul and I are brother and sister. We are located, our offices are in Dallas, Texas, in the United States. So we are definitely new to the FECC. Our father started Chemformation about 16 years ago, but he has been in the chemical industry for over 60 years. He owned his own chemical distribution business in Texas and Oklahoma, and he had that company for quite a while, and then eventually he sold it to an English company called Ellison Everhard. If you've been around a while, maybe you've heard of it. He ran that business for Ellison Everhard for about 15 years, and then they were eventually acquired by Univar. So all of his old locations are Univar locations now. He worked with Univar for a little bit and then retired, and then he decided he didn't want to be retired anymore, and he felt like there was a need in our industry for a place that people can go and look up all the different questions that they get from their customers every day, all in one location. And so that's how Chemformation was started. We've been, like I said, been in business for about 16 years. And when we started, we were pretty North American focused, but now we are definitely more global as we've grown. And we do have users all over the world. Actually, our largest power user sits in India, and he is a research scientist for Ecolab. So we get lots of good questions from him a lot. But we're excited for people, companies in the FECC to learn about Chemformation and for us to learn about you. So thank you so much for having us today. And I will turn it over to Paul.
Excellent, Holly. Thank you very much. What we're going to do is we're going to share our screen, and we're going to do a few examples of how do you search for chemical products, ingredients. You know, a lot of people today might use Google or a search engine to look for information and products, but it's a little bit time consuming. And are you finding the right information that you're looking for related to the chemical distribution world? Are you using your manufacturer's website, a supplier's website, a distributor's website to find information? So we're going to show you Chemformation and how you can search for products a little bit easier, depending on what you're looking for, what piece of information you have. Holly's logged into Chemformation here. We have a few tabs across the top. You can search for product search, internet search, formulations, FAQ, glossary, and contact us. And we'll go through those briefly after a while. But product search is the main part of Chemformation. You can search for chemical name, trade name, EKI name for the personal care industry, CAS number, and synonym. And then we have a few criteria down below, which we'll touch on briefly. But we're going to do a few examples here just to kind of show you how you can navigate and move around and look for stuff inside of Chemformation. But if you were looking for glycol ether EB, Holly can type in here EB. She can click on it. She can hit search, and it will kick Chemformation will kick you back products with an EB synonym. So glycol ether EB, ethyl bromide, I guess, has got an EB synonym as well. But it'll just give you product name. It will give you vendor, manufacturer of the product, CAS number, and then once again, EKI name related to personal care. But if I wanted to know more about EB or butyl salicylic, which is Dow's trade name for glycol ether EB, you can look at it on the left. And when you do that, you will get everything you'd ever want to know about butyl salicylic from Dow. We have links out to the manufacturer's website. So most manufacturers have pretty good websites, but they also have different websites. So we just drop you directly into where, you know, Dow in this case has information on this product. So you can get technical information, contact information, just trying to make life a little bit easier once you're interested in a product. We'll come back to this cross-reference, kind of the next line down. But below that is synonym, right? How do you know, or how do you buy, sell glycol ether EB? Do you buy from Dow and sell under their trade name? Do you have it under one of these other synonyms, you know, ethylene glycol, butyl ether, or glycol ether EB? Even former trade names, as companies change and spin out or sell off or change their name, rebrand. You can look stuff up by former trade names. But going down the page, once again, EKI name, product class, it's a glycol ether solvent, and just more technical information on the product can be found here. If you go back up, Holly, across the top, we have some features and benefits. So a little bit about what the product does, where it's used, kind of from a chemical distributor's viewpoint. So really give me 30 seconds or less. What is this product? Where does it go? Why are people interested in it? Why am I selling it? Why are people buying it? The next tab is uses. So, you know, where is this product being sold into? Where are manufacturers? Where are distributors really potentially selling this product into and who could be potentially using this product. And then the last tab is bill of lading, more what's important off a safety data sheet from a regulatory standpoint, plant locations, UN numbers, something corrosive, non-hazardous, flammable can be found here. But if you go back over to this product information tab, we have what we call a cross-reference. If Holly clicks on this glycol ether EB here, if I'm not a Dow distributor, I don't sell butyl Cellulose, this will just tell me who else makes this item and what they call it and where they're located. So you can find your source, you can find your offset potentially, 2 chemistries, 2 products, all in one place. So a global view of the market in the sector. If you wanted to click on this one from INEOS, if I wanted to buy or look at butyl glycol ether from INEOS, I can click here and get out to their information. So I can navigate these very easily to find the information I'm looking for. Maybe let's close that, Holly. Maybe we'll do another example, and we'll try to touch on a few different kind of industries or sectors or classes of chemistries. The next line is product class. Maybe we'll just type in amine oxide. So you click there. What will come up here is a little bit different. The top line is what we call an FAQ, frequently asked questions on amine oxide. So maybe you don't know what an amine oxide is. So a little bit of an educational piece for a salesperson, somebody new to the industry, and you can read just about the topic. In this case, amine oxides. What do they do? Where do they go? Why are they being used? Who makes them? So you have a little bit of background on the topic. But if you go back up, Holly, and close that, you can see all of us Stepan. My father was a Stepan and Dow distributor, so their products just come up at the top of the list. They get some features and benefits some other manufacturers don't get. But there's a long list here. If you scroll down of amine oxides that are in Chemformation, you can organize these a little bit differently by column, by manufacturer, by cast number, by INCI name. But maybe somebody asked you if they were looking for a low foam amine oxide instead of a flash foam amine oxide. How would you answer that question, right? In Chemformation, you can go to foam characteristics, you could click on low foam, you could hit search, and now all of a sudden, instead of having a couple hundred amine oxides, now all of a sudden I have a couple low foam amine oxides. Once again, I could click on one of these products, Holly, if you scroll back up, the Amidox DO or one of the other ones, and get out to information, overview, tech data sheet, cross-reference, and see kind of a worldwide view of who makes decylamine oxide in this case. So, maybe I'm in Europe, maybe I can find a manufacturer that's making in a Europe EOC group. Maybe I want to click on this. Hey, it's in Belgium. Okay, I've got an idea of somebody that makes an low foaming amine oxide in my part of the world. So close that, Holly. Maybe the next one we do, maybe we'll look at a solvent. Maybe type in aromatic 100, Holly, in the top line. Then we could click on aromatic 100, and once again, we could see all the people that make aromatic 100. And these get a little bit more confusing depending on trade names, but doesn't matter, Holly. Maybe click on aromatic 100 from Exxon. And you could click here, you could get out to product safety summaries, safety data sheets, technical information from Exxon. And Exxon's website's a little bit harder to navigate than some of the others, but you can see some of their former trade names and all the information you'd want. But close that, Holly. Let's do one more example. Maybe let's click on DINP on the top line. Once again, another synonym to search. More of a plasticizer, so a little bit different chemistries. And once again, I'm just kind of trying to jump around and show different classes of chemistries and products. But lots of people make DINP all over the world, different trade names, and you can find your manufacturer, maybe a Taiwanese manufacturer of DINP, and get out to their information. And once again, see a worldwide view of everybody that makes the INP. A little bit more tricky here too, because different manufacturers use different cast numbers based on kind of chemistry and how the product is made. So you can differentiate that on the these cross references as well. And if cast number is very important to you, then you can find the manufacturer with the appropriate cast number to meet your requirements. Maybe we'll search for more of a specific trade name. Maybe I'm going to use a Stepan example. Type in Biosoft, B-I-O-S-O-F-T space S101. So, hey, maybe I've got a trade name, a customer or potential customer asked for Biosoft S101. I can click here. You can see Stepan is a little bit highlighted, bolded. If I click here, you'll notice they have their logo, a little bit more technical information. Chemformation users can request a sample through Chemformation for Stepan and Dow products. But if you go back here, you know, going down, lots of different synonyms. You know, this is DDBSA, soft acid, or linear alkylbenzyl sulfonate acid. But lots of information. You can see it's preservative-free, safer choice screen, safer chemical ingredient list. So touching on a little bit of regulatory stuff, requirements, if that's important to you, you can filter out your searches by those criterias. But click on that cross-reference one more time, Holly, just to show a worldwide view of everybody that makes this item. So lots of manufacturers all over the world that potentially you could be buying from or selling against their product.
Oh, there's a lot.
Go back, Holly. Maybe we'll do a couple other searches real quick. And then we'll show some other ways to search for chemical ingredients and products. Going down below, different ways to search. Cast number, pretty self-explanatory. If you typed in a cast number, Holly, you could type in a cast number, click on a product, and find your, products that meet that criteria. Hit clear, Holly. The next line is UN number, United Nations number. If you had a UN number of 1090, you can throw your UN number, the diamond placard on the side of a drum. You can figure out what's sitting in a drum, tote, truck, without somebody telling you. If you hit clear, Holly. The next line is vendor. Once again, thinking European, we have a big Chemformation user, surfactant manufacturer in Norway, Unger. So once again, just trying to show them off a little bit. But you can see all of Unger's products that are in Chemformation that we have. Maybe click on one of these, Holly. I know maybe one important thing to show is if you scroll down to the bottom here, one of the things we're also keeping track of, and we have a lot of users, Chemformation users, asking for a REACH registration number. So you can find REACH registration information in Chemformation as well, which I know is important in Europe for Chemformation users. So just wanted to point that out for you as well. Hit clear, Holly. Maybe we'll do a couple more examples and then we'll show you a few more tabs. I think the next line, especially for chemical distributors, once again, Chemformation was built, by a chemical distributor looking to grow his business. So answer his customers' questions, take care of his customers, his people. And really that is, how do I sell more products? And one of the ways you can do that is in Chemformation is using product use. So think about your customer, don't necessarily think about a product or a chemistry, but think about what they do. If somebody said, I make a graffiti remover, if you click there and hit search, Chemformation will kick you back products that potentially could go into making graffiti removers. Once again, you can organize these columns by product name, vendor, cast number, and inky name. If I did it by inky name, I can highlight a few lines. So I could click on an acetone, dimethyl acetate, and a few other items down the line. And then I could apply my filter, and all of a sudden I've got 5 or 6 products from the manufacturers that potentially I have access to that if I was talking to somebody that said they make a graffiti remover, I could potentially sell them. So think about your customer. What do they make? What do they sell? And then you could work backwards into products based on that application. Once again, hundreds, thousands of different applications. Maybe the next one we'll do, instead of kind of paint and coating or a case item, maybe we'll do a personal care item. If you went to the second line, Holly, and somebody said, BASF discontinued a cosmetic ester, you could type in cosmetic ester, you could click on the class of chemistry, you could go down to product use, you could type in a mascara, maybe the chemist said, hey, we're working on a mascara formulation. Down below product use, you have inky name for personal care, and then you have more technical criteria. So KB value, aniline point, evaporation flash point, boiling point, minimum, maximum, all have to do with solvents or aliphatic solvents. Down below that, you have HLB value and cloud point, which have to do with surfactants. Maybe the chemist, maybe somebody said, hey, our formulation, this product had an HLB value between 6 and 9. So you could type a range around Chemformation, HLB value. Now all of a sudden I'm looking for cosmetic esters that go in a mascara that have a certain HLB value. So I'm just not searching for a commodity chemical. I'm not searching for a CAS number, a trade name. I'm getting very technical with the purchasing manager, with the chemist, looking for an offset to a product that potentially might be discontinued by one of your manufacturers. Once again, you can highlight a few of the products, figure out what you're looking for, where you want to buy from, and then all of a sudden now I can compare these products. They meet my criteria. I could order a sample. I could figure out and potentially take care and solve that customer's problem when they're asking a more technical, difficult question that I know you can't search for really just off the top of your head or on your manufacturer's website. So definitely a great technical example that we wanted to show. Hit clear again, Holly. Those are some good examples for product use. Maybe we'll skip to the next tab. We've done a few random examples and we'll wait for some questions to come in. If there's something you're looking for, can't find, want to search in Chemformation, we'd be happy and love to search for it at the end when we open it up for questions. But once again, going back, how do you search for chemicals, products, and ingredients? Chemformation is a great tool, but most people go out to Google, and kind of the example we looked at earlier, if you typed in here DINP, and we kind of did this to test it, we didn't want to get anything crazy or out of school, but you see here like Wikipedia, environmental websites, you get really nobody that talks about or manufactures DINP. And once again, we did that example earlier in product search. But here Holly's typing on global as well. We have internet search North America and internet search global. So more rest of the world, right? Indian, Asian manufacturers of chemical manufacturers websites. So a filtered version of the internet taking you directly to what you're looking for, who makes it, who talks about it on their website. So if you can't find something in Chemformation's product search, this internet search is one of the next best places to look if you can't find something. So a very cool tool. A lot of people are utilizing inside of Chemformation to search for different items. You can search for CAS numbers, trade names, chemical names, whatever you're looking for, and it'll take you directly to what you're looking for. So a great tool inside of Chemformation we have. The next tab is formulations. Maybe we'll click there just briefly to touch on it. Once again, we have some starting formulations from our supplier partners, Dow and Stepan. If you were looking for a shampoo or a sulfate-free shampoo here, you can click out and get to some starting formulations from, once again, our supplier partners, Dow and Stepan. So a little bit more consulting aspect to it. If you click on FAQ, we have a frequently asked questions tab. Once again, we looked at amine oxides, but if I was interested in, base oils or BD-BSA or chelating agents or alkyl polyglucosides or some of these other different topics, once again, an educational piece for chemical distributors, new salespeople coming into the business how in the world do you learn about chemical distribution? You can't do it overnight for sure. The next tab Holly's clicking on is glossary. So not necessarily a chemical dictionary, but once again, how do you search for HLB value? How do you search for different topics in our industry? And this is really a chemical distributor's view on those topics. So thousands of definitions inside of our glossary, all of our search criteria that people can look at. And then the last way to search in Chemformation, once again, for chemical products and ingredients, if you can't find something in our product search, internet search, we have a way to contact us. So we're getting questions all the time. I've got a customer looking for this item, or do you have any information on this cast number or this product or this manufacturer? Put your question in here. We'll be happy to give you an answer, usually within 24 hours of some sort. A lot of times that product will be added into Chemformation, or we will point you in the right direction or find an answer to your question or your customer's question the best we can. So is there anything I missed or you're thinking about, Holly, that we need to talk about, or do we want to maybe try to get into some questions?
I think you did a great job on lots of good examples, hitting on some different industries. Yeah, if we want to open it up for the Q&A, I think that would be good. Hopefully we have some.
Hi, I'm back. Yes, we have a few questions coming in. Just 1 second. So, first question we have is, how does Chemformation tool differ from other chemical search tools available in the market?
No, that's a great question. I mean, once again, it goes back to Chemformation was built by a chemical distributor, right? So who's somebody with 60+ years of knowledge in the distribution business, calling on customers, working with different manufacturers, working with sales teams of how to answer questions, take care of your customers, grow your business, find new suppliers, and really, an understanding of chemical distribution. It's a dynamic, complex, sector that we sit in, calling on customers, working with suppliers to take care of your customers. But one of the big things is, Chemformation, you're going to find products from all manufacturers. There might be some sites out there, but a little bit different business model, right? So manufacturers are paying to be listed on a search engine or on a site. Here, manufacturers, you're going to find all products from all manufacturers. So a little bit of a neutral site where you're going to find information. You're not necessarily going to be told, hey, this is the manufacturer that you could buy this product from. You're going to see a worldwide view, kind of a full menu instead of a lunch menu of items that are searchable inside of Chemformation. So just a couple of the ways I think that Chemformation differentiates. We're not supplier driven. We're really built for a chemical distributor and to answer questions for your customers.
Okay, thank you. We have another one. Can you go into a bit more detail on how you obtain and maintain this information at scale?
That's a good question we get. I mean, once again, going back to 60+ years, the lifetime of my father's work. So products that he knew everything about were the first to come into Chemformation. Solvents, surfactants, HI&I, personal care, oil field being in Texas, paint and coatings a little bit, food, but things that he knew everything about. But a lifetime of his work. When he first started Chemformation 16 years ago, he spent 4 or 5 years building the database, working on products, but knowing how people are asking questions, what people are looking for. And then it's a full-time job to maintain data and information, right? So Things are changing, people are changing companies are spinning off. It's not an easy task, but Holly, typing in here, ScienceCo, SYE, and you'll see ScienceCo. Used to be part of Solvay Novacare. Once again, they've spun out, changed their name. If you scroll down, Holly, a little bit and click on one of these products, keep going, scrolling down a little bit. It's one of the things that we're doing and tracking, right? So we have our kind of finger on the industry. Keep scrolling down, Holly. Let me see one of these. Keep scrolling down. Click on one of those Genopauls or whatever, or Jaguars maybe. Once again, we are working at this full time, right? So we're not a chemical distributor, we're not a chemical manufacturer, we're not an end-use customer. Click on a different one, Holly, and you can get out to some of their information on their updated website from ScienceCo, right? So if you clicked on this overview, it used to be Rhodia, then it went to Solvay Novacare, then it's ScienceCo. So things like that, a lot of people don't have time to keep up with. We're doing that on a daily basis. So it's not an exact science, but it's something we do full time. So hopefully that answers the question.
I hope so. I think so. So can you share any success stories where Chemformation's tool has significantly improved efficiency in finding chemical products and ingredients? Of course, without any specifics, but just a general point.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, one of Chemformation's largest users here in North America has around 1,200 individual Chemformation users. So sales team, customer service, really anybody within their organization that potentially could get a customer question. Can you help me with this? Do you have this? I'm looking for this. I have this cast number. Do you know anything about this? And kind of what we say is when a chemical distributor gets that question, the clock is ticking, right? So that potential customer is asking that question to you as a chemical distributor. As a chemical distributor, your customer looks at you knowing everything about every chemistry, which is almost impossible, right? So you might know more about surfactants or solvents or this industry, but when you do get that question, the clock is ticking. So how fast can you answer that question and get back to your customer with a great answer? And we showed that example earlier, right? Holly clicked on cosmetic ester, clicked on mascara with a certain HLB value. 5 or 6 years ago, that was a real life question. A young seller went into a cosmetic house. The cosmetic chemist asked that question to the seller. He figured the answer out, got the chemist a couple of examples or a couple products that he might be able to use. They ordered a sample, and all of a sudden, the young seller got an order, a big order, to replace a ex-BASF product that was discontinued. And once again, without Chemformation, he said he wouldn't have had a chance to answer the question. So we showed a real life example earlier. I just really didn't say it was real life, but it was.
Okay, thank you. We have 2 more. How does Chemformation plan to keep up with the rapidly evolving chemical industry and continuously improve the tool?
Another great question. I mean, once again, chemical distribution is changing on a daily basis. Manufacturers are spinning out, changing their names. But once again, we have our finger on the pulse. We've been doing this a long time. We have a lot of connections. One of the reasons maybe why we joined FECC is just to have a global, worldwide reach, expanded reach on, products, manufacturers, what's going on in the world, as our user base grows. And, chemical distribution is not necessarily just North America, right? It's a worldwide view, and our users are asking for us to do that. So one of the reasons why we're excited about FECC is learning more about, European chemical distribution market, manufacturing market. One of the things, Holly, I think Holly clicked on it too, down below, Chemformation has some kind of other check boxes we didn't really touch on, but non-HAP, VOC, Prop 65, safer chemical ingredient list based on CAS number, safer choice screen, carb compliant, kosher, non-GMO. But once again, we're listening to our Chemformation users. One of the requests we had for a little while was Cosmo approved products. So Holly can check in this box, hit search, and Chemformation will kick you back Cosmo approved products, really for personal care industry. But these are all products that are Cosmo approved in Chemformation. You couldn't search on Cosmo approved a few months ago, but now you can. So when we are listening to our Chemformation users, we're taking note and then adjusting or giving them search criterias that they want. So just one example that, we heard this kind of over and over and over again, and then, we brought this to an updated version of Chemformation.
Okay, sounds good. Seems still within the same topic. If there are any plans to expand these tool capabilities beyond search, such as integrating with laboratory management systems or supply chain management tools.
Holly, do you want to take that one?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we do have capabilities of, doing like API types of things. So, I mean, those would probably be more of a, sidebar conversation, one-on-one specific, situations for different companies, but it is something that we do have the capabilities to do.
Okay. It seems like these are all the questions. I don't know if any of the attendees want to ask any more questions. Nothing seems to be coming in. I don't know if Holly or Paul, you want to add anything else? Make any final remarks for us? Wrap it up.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, thank you guys for joining us today. I would say that, if you're interested in learning more about Chemformation, you can go to our website, chemformation.com. We do have a request access button or contact us button here. You can fill this out and we will, it shoots us an email, or I think the FECC is going to send out our contact information. We're happy to set up individual calls or, if you want to learn more about Chemformation. And we're also very excited. Paul and I are going to come to the annual Congress in Spain in September. So we're very excited to hopefully, get to meet some of you guys face to face also.
Indeed. So thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who joined today's webinar on how to search for chemical products and ingredients. Thank you to Paul and Holly for sharing your expertise and insights with us today. We hope you found the session very informative and as valuable as I thought was. If you have any further questions, of course, reach out to them or to us. And keep an eye out for the upcoming webinars. Tomorrow we have the final 2 of the Digital Days. Thank you again for participating, and I'll see you in the next events. Have a good day, and goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.